Hey everybody, it is June 6th, 2026. It is Joe from the Strange Voyage Files, and I am here to talk about, not review, we'll do that in a different video, just talk about this album, but that version, which I'll show you in a second. You can see over there, that is that's the original cover, that's the original version, and that's an older album. I can pull that out in a second. This was a record store day version of Mob Rules that I got. What year is this thing? 2021. And I actually got this and the picture disc of Heaven and Hell off the Dio website. So, pretty cool. You have the cover, and then you have this, and it's 180 gram vinyl. This is pretty heavy. Sounds really good. Yeah, fun little, and I know one of them doesn't. I got this a couple of years ago. I think you'd still get one on the website. The other one, of course, you get everything on eBay. But yeah, one of them is at least still on the Dio website. This thing, yeah, I know it's my pathetic. Well, trust me, I know it's pathetic. However, got a message from my father-in-law today, and I've been toying with the idea. I had, like we all did in the 80s, I had a great stereo component system. It was Pioneer. I moved it so many times that I got to the point where I'd moved in with a buddy of mine, and I said, you know what, just keep it, and because I had to move out of there, and I'm pretty sure I told him, hang on to it. He's like, yeah, no, I want it. I'll definitely hang on to it, and if I wanted to get, if I want this, I'll ask you. Okay. He's not great at remembering things, and he gave it to somebody. I don't even know if you remember. I mean, you're going back now, 20, 25 years, whatever it was. I said, what did you give that? What did you give that to? Why'd you give that away? Oh, yeah, well, I didn't. I think when he got married or something like that, I don't know, or he moved his girlfriend in or whatever it was. She didn't like it or whatever the situation was. He's like, yeah, I gave it to so-and-so. I'm like, would you give it to him? I would have taken it back. So, either way, I lost. It was awesome. It was just an awesome setup, man. And so, yeah, I have that little piece of garbage. It does its job, but, obviously it doesn't sound all that great. I mean, it does, again, it does what it needs to do. And I've been toying around with getting another system. Problem is, you really can't get components anymore. It seems like that's over and done with. My father-in-law today sent me a message, says, look, I have this receiver. I don't use it anymore. It looks like it's a really good receiver. So yeah, I'll take it. So, looks like I will be building some sort of stereo system. It's not going to be anywhere near what I had, but I'll be doing some. Randy's in the background dancing. And you want to come say hi?
Sure.
Okay, come over and say hi. Hi, Randy. Do you know? Well, you know some songs off this album.
Sure I do.
You know Voodoo. You know Turn Up the Night. You know the Mob Rules. You know a good number of these songs. This is the second Black Sabbath Dio album. So, what are you and Mommy doing? And your sister?
They're reading.
They're reading.
I'm going upstairs to do my teeth and have my last night.
Oh, you're gonna go. So that means you're gonna go watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That stupid Salish Matter thing.
Yeah.
Dude, what am I doing wrong? Come on, guys. I mean, I know my videos average like 50 people. Can you do something like Salish Matter so we can be millionaires?
She
Don't they just like eat ice cream and stuff?
No, they do like different challenges and stuff.
Fine, we'll do a chicken nugget eating challenge. All right, go. I love you. I love you, baby.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna focus mostly on this, but yeah, my stereo. So I'm gonna be rebuilding my stereo system. Not nowhere to the extent where it was, but yeah, it'd be fun. At any rate, so I want to focus on this. This is the deluxe edition of Mod Rules. I do have all the deluxe and the super deluxe. Sabbath, I pull no punches. I try to get as much as I can. Obviously, things that I didn't get when they were originally released are insanely priced. Like, the old, one of the other things I was looking at is the Rhino different colored versions. Like, I think Black Sabbath is red and Paranoid's blue and that. Those are goofy priced. And then there's another box set, the record set or the album. Again, it's crazy. It's just not. But all the deluxe and super deluxe sets I will absolutely be getting. I did get that 10-year war. But I can't wait. I'm really hoping that this. I mean, of course, obviously, hope we get them all on super deluxe. But you go on YouTube and there are unreleased Sabbath songs with Dio. I know from Dehumanizer, and I think from this era too. Don't quote me on that. So I'd love to see a Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules with anything they have. It would just be awesome. But that being said, so yeah, this is the deluxe edition of Mob Rules. Again, you can get these on eBay, maybe even on Amazon. I don't think they're too crazily priced by any means. But these are always just funny, especially Dio, because he just, I mean, everything's perfect with Dio. It's got the book. He just, no matter what, Dio always sounds good, and that's not the case with most singers. You get there's a lot of Ozzy stuff that does not sound good, man. I mean, we love him, we miss him, but Ozzy had off nights. Ozzy had, especially when he was messed up. So, but Dio stuff is great, and this is awesome. I love this deluxe edition. You have the live versions from Hammersmith, Portland, and what I do love about this, because then this is the this Live Evil, and that's the end of it, because you do have, he does Iron Man, War Pigs, Children of the Grave, Paranoid, Black Sabbath. So Dio hated, that's all live, and he sounds phenomenal. I always gravitate to Ozzy doing the original Sabbath stuff, absolutely. I also don't think Ozzy would ever be able to do the Dio stuff by any means. But Ronnie, he knew walking into Black Sabbath that he'd have to play those songs. And especially by the time this album, and after all the fighting between the Ozzy camp and the Dio camp, he did not want to sing the old Sabbath stuff. But obviously, people going to a Black Sabbath concert, they are expected to hear especially those hits. It's kind of like Randy Rhoads. Randy Rhoads hated playing Black Sabbath stuff. He couldn't stand Black Sabbath. He was not a Sabbath fan at all. But, they expected Paranoid and Iron Man and that stuff. So, but if Ronnie had his choice, he would, they had 2 albums worth of material here. And they absolutely could have played both albums all the way through, and it would have been phenomenal. And then when they get to the time, I saw the Dehumanizer tour at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago, and that was it. All the old Sabbath stuff was done. Then I saw the Dio reunion after that, and then did the reunion one where it was the Dio years, and then the Devil You Know. So I saw him the 2 times, but obviously that stuff was all Dio. But it is cool that we get more stuff of Dio doing the old Sabbath stuff, and he just sounds phenomenal. I mean, Ronnie is one of those guys that when you hear live stuff, and I've said this in videos a million times, I'm not a big fan of live stuff. I just don't. I just gravitate more to the studio stuff. Man, Ronnie sounds phenomenal every single time. You pull up a YouTube video, and it's just somebody with a camcorder from 1986. Ronnie sounds phenomenal. It's just. But this is awesome. Yeah, there's a 2021 remix of the Mob Rules on here. That's pretty cool. This is really a cool little collection. I really enjoyed this. It does sound better because this is a remaster. It's not a remix. When this box set comes out, I'm sure we'll get that. It does sound a whole lot better, a whole lot clearer. Definitely something that enhances the original album. So as far as the Mob Rules Deluxe version, not Super Deluxe, but Deluxe, if you can get your hands on this, absolutely do it. Highly recommend it. You know, hopefully we get more and more of Ronnie. Yeah, God, there's Rowan Robertson says there's like 3 songs from Lock Up the Wolves that are out there. There's supposed to be a decent amount of stuff out there that's unreleased. Wendy, I don't know what she's waiting for. But till then, celebrate what we have. If you can, I highly recommend picking up this deluxe edition. The live stuff is great. The new remix of the Mob Rules song is great. The remaster of the album is awesome. You're not going to regret it. Great album. Hopefully we get a super deluxe box set soon. And yeah, let me know what you think of Mob Rules in general. I will do an actual review of the album, but you know, I don't want to do it all in one. I want to spread out as much Sabbath, Ozzy, Dio stuff as I can. So like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I will see you. Let me get my little remote here.